Good morning, King of Avalon. This is KNIGHTTen. Just thought I'd chime in a little bit and talk about last KVK. We were matched up with obviously two other kingdoms. Interestingly enough, looks like their two big alliances were Korean alliances, and they both had at least a 40 or 2. So, in our kingdom, we try to rotate our kingship, and just it's not so organized. We're in a good state. We got a lot of good people. We have peace, but we're at a point where if we can coordinate together, we can better protect our throne. However, I gave the disclaimer: we need to look and see who we're matched up with, and if we have 40 roll in, we may not be able to defend it, and that's what happened here, right? And so. Again, it happens early in the morning for me, so I can't really get on. So when I got on, I saw that, and you see our throne is occupied by an outside kingdom and K447. So you can look at the history here, and I know when I came on, looks like our alliance, one of our fellow alliance, IAS, did take the throne, or they did try to take the throne. They took the throne, and then Iron Man, which is a really strong guy, hit Avalon, took it back, and I don't know what happened, and it looks like IAS took it back, and then Core came in and then took our throne, and sending a bunch of reinforcements. And obviously, right now I am at 36. I am the biggest stronghold. However, there are a couple players that have stronger stats than I. Both of them were not involved, and I think they were busy. However, to try to get some points for KVK, I was thinking, what can I do? And as you know me, and I've had other videos where I will zero myself knowingly, and I just want to get some action. But then yet I decided this time I'm going to try to be a little bit smarter. Okay, so what I was doing, I was sending a bunch of my marches from my farms just to keep them occupied to the towers, and they had about 4 different castles that were babysitting the towers, and I would scout them. And I was thinking if they had a decent march and it wasn't too crazy, I would hit the tower. Keep in mind, despite being crazily reinforced, I oftentimes still hit it. But they only were sending little, trash reinforcements, 1 troop, 10k, nothing too crazy. And I didn't really want to use speed ups or hit a tower like that. So I was thinking, what can I do? So again, I was busy with work and all, so I was on and off, and I was just sending scouts and sending little tiny marches, 3 marches to this tower, to the west tower, and minute dispersed one after the other. And then from my other farms, to this tower, this tower, this tower, and then sending some marches to the actual castles. And so I had actually sent a full march to this tower, and there was a decent amount, I forgot, like 30 or 40,000 troops in this tower. I thought, hey, let me speed hit to get some points. I sped hit, and he fell off the tower, and I got no kills for that. So anyways, I occupied the tower, and what I was doing is, well, a lot of their guys were sitting on the outer rim of the Black Forest. We cannot hit them, we cannot attack them, as many of you know, so nothing we can do. So they were all reinforcing the towers, the castles that were unbubbled in our Avalon. And so they were scouting me multiple times, and just to hide my power, right before the scout would reach me, I would switch gear to, farm equipment. And I was sitting there, so I know that because there was a big unknown, and they obviously knew, well, this can't be his real stats, they were not hitting me. And then one of the guys was sending a scout to me while I was sitting on this tower, the east tower, and I was gonna de-scout. However, the game was buggy, so I could not change to farm gear in time. Obviously, they got my real stats, And interestingly enough, their big 40 that was sitting over here occupying Avalon, and I was watching him, I didn't realize, but he called back his march from Avalon. And he then was sending a full march to me. I'm like, well, I know I'm not going to lose this. So I waited and waited, and thankfully I caught that in time. I did recall. And obviously, as you know, you can't have 2 marches going to either Tower or Avalon. So that was a moment I thought, hey, let me do a semi-calculated suicide attempt on Avalon. And so, because at least he was out, but they still had a bunch of troops in there. And what happened was I did, and this is what happened. So I did get my points, and this guy Hulk from the Korean Alliance was there. You know, I think his heroes were better than mine, but that was not the main thing. The main thing was the fact that I sent in a march of 318k troops, gone, zeroed. Thankfully, I had my lifesaver on, thus only, and keep in mind, wink wink, 165k loss, and they lost 87k, about 88k, and they still had about 1.2 million troops. Again, not the smartest thing for me to do, but nonetheless, I wanted some action. You know, I'm all for peace, and that's what I've done. But trust me, I'm someone that is not afraid to fight, and they know that. So, you know, all the people, the haters that you say, oh, you only want peace, you're only a farmer. Well, I fight more than most of our guys in our kingdom. But anyhow, that was the last KVK. And I'm wondering if any of you have suggestions. How do we fight an invading alliance that has a bunch of 40s when we have no 40s? And I, in fact, am the current 36. How do we do it? You know, I mean, it's hard to do it when they can send castles to the outer rim of the forest and be safe from immune for attacks. I'm wondering, so I was just looking, wear them out. I know I sat on towers for a little bit. I know I dwindled maybe, you know, percentage here, percentage there of the reinforcements prior to me hitting their tower while their 40 was out of Avalon. If any of you have suggestions how to fight an invading alliance that has a bunch of 40s and bunch of power and you're basically fighting kind of solo, what would you suggest? You know, gut reaction is let it pass, have a little fun, say bye-bye to Avalon, but yet, I don't know. I'd like to see what options we have. So, I'd appreciate it if any of you have thoughts. Feel free to comment below. If you haven't, I appreciate you subscribing to my channel. Again, I don't post much. You know, I don't have thousands of followers, but I thank those that are following me because they're pretty loyal and they're cool people. So again, I hope all of you are well and you have a great week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.